Hey guys, this is Hunter with You Don't Know Ball, and today we're going to be discussing the top 5 trade destinations for Justin Fields. As always, if you don't know ball and you want to know ball, be sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. We bring you guys daily content. Love sharing it with you guys, so let's get right into it. Just as a disclaimer, these destinations are not based off source, not based off anything other than my own opinion and kind of how I feel. I am a Bears fan, so I feel like I might have a little bit closer read on it than most in terms of just the fact that they're probably going to move on, just from everything I've heard, from just reading on Twitter from sources from Albert Beer to Pelissero and even beat reporters. I would know nothing more than what the average invested Bears fan would know, but these are just spots that I think could work out well for him and also would have interest in trading for him. So first off, these are in no particular order, by the way. First off, I have the New England Patriots. So I'm going to go through every spot and give you my reasoning for why I believe that they would be a good spot or even a suitor for Justin Fields. So first, with New England, they need a quarterback. They currently hold the number 3 pick, and they very well could use that on a quarterback, whether that is Drake May, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, whoever is available there. But if you look at their offense, okay, there's a lot to be desired. They don't really have a true number 1 weapon. Their O-line is kind of shaky. Their offensive staff is kind of So maybe not the best location for Justin Fields himself, but as a team who needs to build a lot around the trenches and are in a prime position to possibly take the third quarterback off the board, they would be able to benefit from possibly trading down and gaining assets, unless they wanted to take Marvin Harrison Jr. if he's still available, which I assume he would be. Going into the year with only Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi, in my opinion, is a mistake. Gerard Mayo came out in his opening press conference and made it pretty clear that the team is going to try to fix the quarterback position. So options for New England obviously would be taking Marvin Harrison Jr. if they were to trade for Justin Fields and giving him a number 1 option immediately. They could also trade down from the number 3 spot to a quarterback needy team or a team looking to move up for Marvin Harrison Jr., like I mentioned, to gain assets. They could also trade down 1 spot with the Cards if they want MHJ, and then potentially if the Cardinals want to lock in the Marvin Harrison Jr. pick and then potentially trade back again. Obviously, takes 2 to tango. That is a more complicated situation. That is less likely to happen, but definitely a possibility. So they could also, this is another option, if they wanted to go this route with the Justin Fields trade, they could also pick swap with the Bears, so go from 3 to 9, and then the Bears could throw in extra draft capital, obviously, to move up, because that is a way you can make it fair. Overall, this, in my opinion, wouldn't be the best location really for either team. But if they're looking to solve their quarterback problem and believe that Justin Fields can be that guy for them, the New England Patriots are definitely in the mix of teams that would probably be looking to trade for him. Number 2 is Seattle. So Seattle is in a very, very interesting spot. They just hired Mike McDonald, who is a 36-year-old defensive coordinator, as their head coach. He came from the Baltimore Ravens. So Geno Smith is under contract until 2025, and I do not see the Seahawks being really in the top 10 to draft a top guy. Now, they could go Bo Nix, they could go J.J. McCarthy, they could go Michael Penix, but if they want a guy who they feel like can fit, plug and play with their weapons like a DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, even JSN, Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet, even Noah Fant, they'd be able to bring in a guy who already has 3 years of experience, who they could also pick up his 5th-year option if they decide to, and roll with Fields. So Seattle's in the process of gaining a new identity with a new coach. So this would be a way, in my opinion, to take a small swing on a guy for 2 years, because obviously Justin would be going into his 4th year. If they trade for him before the 5th-year option pickup, they could obviously elect that. And this would be a way to take a swing on him for 2 years, build the culture, and then they can move on from him if he doesn't work out. Because in my opinion, I don't really see Seattle competing for anything more than like a wild card spot these next couple of years, especially with the questions at quarterback. They do not have a second round pick this year, and so maybe like a 2024 third and a 2025 second could get it done. But this, it all depends on how you value Justin Fields, and it depends kind of like what the motive for these teams are. If Seattle wants to try out a young quarterback without having to take one in the draft or use like a first round pick on one, Justin Fields may be the guy. Number 3, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers. So rumors are that Art Smith, who was previously with the Atlanta Falcons, has not really ever been a fan of Justin Fields. And now being the OC of the Steelers can probably make this destination a little bit tougher, a little bit more less real about Justin going there. Similar to why I didn't even include Las Vegas on here, because once Las Vegas hired Luke Getsy, in my opinion, completely threw it out the window. There's no reason that these two were tied together for 2 years in Chicago and they didn't see success, even with an improved offensive talent. And it's just, in my opinion, to really put those guys in the same situation again just does not seem very, very likely. But who knows? It is the NFL. So I don't know how much Mike Tomlin believes or how the building feels about Kenny Pickett, but due to the fact that Mason Rudolph was the starter in the playoffs for them this year, my guess is their opinion of him is not very high. So the Steelers do find themselves picking number 20 in the first round, and funny enough, that is where they selected Kenny Pickett in 2022. So if the Steelers are truly out on Kenny Pickett, and they want to go with a guy with a very high ceiling, which in my opinion, I still think Justin can be like a long-time starter in the NFL. And the Steelers are truly out on Pickett, they might be in the perfect place to try out Justin. Because in my opinion, you're too far out to go get like the top quarterbacks in the draft. In my opinion, I keep saying my opinion, they did this little experiment of taking a late first round quarterback with Kenny Pickett. Like, do you really want to put yourself in that position again? Justin Fields is a vet, and Pittsburgh has an improving O-line. They have good weapons on offense. They have a strong established head coach. I think that would do wonders for Justin. Also, even though Fields has an extra year of experience under his belt in the NFL, he's still a year younger than Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett is 25 years old. So it might be worth it if the Steelers really want to capitalize on what they have as a team now and not hit that rebuild button where they're going to be in a position to take a high quarterback in the NFL draft. Fields might be a good option for them to at least try out. And at the end of the day, if he doesn't work, you're not giving up a first-round pick. I don't think the Bears are going to be able to get a first-round pick unless a team gets really, really desperate in free agency. Even though I believe he is probably dealt between the combine and free agency. So probably the end of the combine to the start of free agency. I could even see it happening like during the combine. So obviously it wouldn't be able to be official until the new league year, but deals get worked out all the time, especially stuff talked about draft night. So number 4, we have the Atlanta Falcons. So going back to what I said about Pittsburgh, about Art Smith not being a fan of Justin Fields, this may have opened up the possibility of Fields maybe returning home to Georgia this offseason. The Falcons currently have an offense loaded with top-tier talent, Bijan London and Kyle Pitts, a solid offensive line, and young minds at the coaching position. Like, this is the biggest part for me, is like, you need a talented young mind to be calling Justin, someone that will adapt to his play strengths. And I think that's not something that Getsy did very much. And like, here's what I will say about Justin. I don't think he's going to be the guy for Chicago, especially with Caleb Williams being number 1 overall, most likely to the Bears. I don't see them trading the pick. Justin definitely got a raw end of the stick here in Chicago, and I think he would have been successful under better circumstances, but he was drafted to a lame duck head coach and GM and basically put through a total rebuild. He was not set up to succeed, but I just think with a new change of scenery, there is a possibility, I don't want to say a big possibility, but there is a possibility that Justin Fields could revive his career. So, they have Raheem Morris, who's young. They have Zach Robinson, who was the passing game coordinator for the Rams. And if the Falcons want to use their first-round pick in a position other than quarterback, or maybe the top 3 quarterbacks on their board are taken before it gets to their pick, since they are picking number 8, I have a feeling that regardless of who is playing quarterback for the Falcons, that next year they will be drafting higher than 8 because 3 years in a row this team has finished 7-10, and we've only seen talent added to their team. And I think with the right coaching, if Raheem Morris and Zach Robinson run the team well, they should have a better record than they had these last 3 years. So if Zach Robinson can unlock the talent that we know Justin has, it wouldn't be a surprise for me if the Falcons turn out to be one of the top teams in the NFC, because we know how weak the NFC is, especially in a middling NFC South. We saw the Bucs win it at 9-8, I believe. So yeah, this last one, okay, I can see another team here too, but I'm going to throw them out as like an honorable mention at the end. I didn't really type too much stuff up because there's too many variables for it to happen. But this is my kind of like sneaky favorite team to possibly make a move for him. And this is the Los Angeles Rams. And I know this kind of is a weird one, but here's my reasoning. It's a wild card, and I don't know the actual realm of possibility of this happening, but the Rams are currently drafting 19th overall, and I've seen multiple mock drafts with them taking quarterback, whether that's Bo Nix or J.J. McCarthy. Matt Stafford is kind of at the end of his career. You don't know how long he's going to be there. McVay is one of the best offensive and young minds in the NFL. So instead of using your first to draft a quarterback, use your second or a third or whatever gets it done to go get Justin Fields. Have him redshirt a year, sit behind Matthew Stafford, learn from Stafford, learn from McVay. I got Nagy on the brain. I just saw a video of him. But have him redshirt for a year. If he's willing, you can pick up his fifth-year option, so you have him under contract for one more year after he sits. You could also try to give him the Jordan Love deal, where you extend him, give him an extra year. Now, you don't pay him top-tier money. You have 2 years then. You have 3 years. You have him under contract for 3 years. And then give him about a year to sit and then 2 years to develop. And then you can decide if he is the guy. And if you get him in the building, like what you see, you can give him that deal. This would allow Justin, like I said, to redshirt, learn from some of the best in the game, and give him a chance to revive his career in a much better situation than he was given in Chicago when he was drafted. So these have been my top 5 trade destinations for Justin Fields. Let me know in the comments if you think I missed any. My honorable mention was the Miami Dolphins, just because I think with the way Mike McDaniels runs his offense and all the playmakers on that offense, I know that offense is really built on like anticipation and like playing in timing and structure, but with the way Mike McDaniel runs his offense, I think he'd be able to build around Justin. And while Tua is a better quarterback up here, I don't think it's any question that Justin is a much more physically gifted and talented quarterback, whether with his legs or with his arm. So I think in the right circumstances, Justin could excel with the Miami Dolphins, but I just see them probably extending Tua. So I didn't want to write up on that one. And like I said, with the Vegas Raiders, Getsy just does not seem like another likely pairing with Justin. So yeah, those have been my 5 trade destinations for Justin Fields if the Bears draft a quarterback in April, which I believe they will do. I think they're going to take Caleb Williams just from everything I'm reading. But leave in the comments your favorite trade destination. Let me know if there's any trade destination that I missed that you think would be a good spot for Justin. Leave a like and be sure to subscribe if you don't know ball and you want to know ball. We really appreciate all your support. We're growing every day, bringing you guys daily content. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Thank you.